Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It's lovely to see you all again as always. What we're going to do today, guys, is have a quick chat about a go-karting company down in London, which I seem to feel is on a lose-lose situation no matter how this event would be played out. Now, what's basically happened is a young Muslim schoolgirl has unfortunately lost her life at this go-karting complex because her hijab got caught in the axle of the go-kart. We'll go a bit more deeper into this momentarily, guys, after we skim through this Daily Mail article about the incident. Let me just zoom this in because my eyes are shot to shit. I can hardly read it. There we go. Brilliant. A go-karting company has been ordered to pay nearly £120,000 after a Muslim schoolgirl died when she was strangled by her own hijab. Ruwaida Aden, 15, choked to death after her headscarf became caught minutes into a race with her friends at Capital Karts in Bark in East London on August 6, 2021. The end of her scarf was said to be hanging out of her helmet and suit before it wound itself around the axle of the go-kart and strangled her. Emergency services were called to the scene and resuscitated the teenager, who was taken to hospital. She died 4 days later after suffering hypoxic brain injury and asphyxiation. Capital Karts Trading, a company owned by Capital Karts, is now ordered to pay £90,000 fine following the tragic incident, as well as costs of £29,000 and a victim surcharge of £190. A probe into Ruwaida's death in 2022 found a teenager should have been told to remove her headscarf, but checks at the venue missed it. There were posters at the venue telling racers to remove any loose clothing and long hair to be tied back, although Ruwaida and her friends were not told to read them. Now, I am not trivialising this young girl's death. No one should deserve to die, especially someone of that age. But I do have to ask, in what way, shape or form could the go-karting company have come out of this without any sort of loss? Because let's look at it this way, right? Let's just say this go-karting company did stick to protocols and they asked this young woman to remove her hijab before she got into the go-kart. What do you think would have happened in that instance? I'm pretty damn sure they would have been accused of Islamophobia, racism, and breaching her human rights for asking her to remove her hijab. On the plus side, if they refused her to go onto the go-kart, if she indeed refused to remove her headscarf, what would have happened then? Discrimination, racism yet again, simply because she was a Muslim. How were the go-karting company going to play this out where they didn't make a loss financially? And like I say, I am not trivialising this young girl's death whatsoever. I am merely going on the point of the company, the go-karting company, that's it. In what way, shape or form would they have won out of this entire incident? They couldn't have done. Literally impossible. I remember another case, I think it was in America, because this is quite a few years ago this is, a case similar to this. There was a young Muslim girl at an ice rink, ice skating with her friends. Same principle, she had a headscarf on, it flew off on the ice rink, fell onto the ice. A young girl went over the headscarf, obviously fell and broke her arm. The ice rink got fined for it. I mean, how are businesses and places where health and safety is supposed to be implemented supposed to play these things? I mean, what happens if a young woman in a burqa, say, the full covered ones with just the eye slits there? What happens in that case? Are they going to be refused to participate in an event in a specific building simply because they're wearing a burqa? You can't do that because that's discrimination. That's against human rights. Health and safety, shot to shit, it doesn't matter. Oh, it really has baffled me, this one, guys. How are you supposed to play it? If you ran a business, how would you do it? Would you just bite the bullet and say, yeah, fine, I'm an Islamophobe. Yes, fine, I'm a racist. Simply to keep the girl alive? Or do you care that much about what someone says about you? You just let them crack on and do it anyway. Nobody knows. Nobody will ever know. It's the world we live in, guys. It is topsy-turvy. Right, that's my video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.